Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine. What
Okay.
about you, ma'am?
Yeah, good
I'm doing,
evening. Good evening.
yes, I'm doing fine too. Thank you. Um, any new faces today who want to give their introduction? Yes, Umesh, Mayur, Appaji, Namtyang. When will you give the introduction if you don't want to give today? Namtyang, what about you? But yeah, I got your message. Okay, that's fine. Namtyang, you need to speak with me. I'm calling your name.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Yes, when do you plan to give your introduction?
And how about after 2 days or something, if possible?
When?
Like tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Yeah, yeah.
We have a holiday, like Saturday, Sunday, any which was we don't work. Then
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday also we don't have classes. Our class is going to be directly on 18th now.
Okay.
So on 18th, Wednesday?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
have finished preparing, but I'm uh trying to fix some words and all. So
Okay. I hope by Wednesday you will be able to figure it out, at least the first draft of it, and give it one so that whatever changes are required, it can be also added there. Okay?
yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. So, how many of you started working on the sheet that we discussed yesterday?
I will do it tomorrow, ma'am. Actually, I was busy today. I will do it
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. What about the others? Did you guys start working on that sheet? At least, did you make the columns, give it the headings and all?
Ma'am, I collected the name of companies only.
Oh, that's nice, Roshali. That's quite fast and effective. Yes, others, Umesh, Yogita, Aniket.
Ma'am, I didn't start yet. Tomorrow morning I'll start.
See, what happens is when you learn something and it's a fresh memory, it's good to remember it. Once you start delaying it, you will forget the pointers, and then you might miss out on all the points we discuss, and then you'll
Ma'am,
have to.
whatever you taught yesterday, I made a note test, but I didn't uh,
You didn't?
I just made a note, ma'am. Whatever you taught yesterday.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Fine, got it.
Hmm.
No problem. So I gave you guys a task today. Did you get any job descriptions with you that you find which is very difficult to understand, or like, something that you want me to break down into different parts? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a real-time task now because you have not got your work done. I want you all to go on LinkedIn in the real time and I want you to look for a role of financial analyst and note down what are the important responsibilities that they have highlighted, maybe common or maybe uncommon, maybe take a few screenshots also and take the link, put it in the chat so that we can just, you do this activity for the first 10 minutes and then we are going to study it in detail. Okay? Is the activity clear?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you repeat once?
Yes. So you have to go on LinkedIn. And in LinkedIn, when you do you know where to find jobs?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll go there, you look for the job options that are there, and then on that job search option, you will put financial analyst and you will put it as a fresher, the entry level job role, and see what kind of responsibilities they have put there. And we are going to gather it here. So you are going to share the link in the Zoom chat so that I can also open it here and see what job options you want me to break down into understanding and also help you get more idea about understanding the job descriptions. Is this clear now?
Okay, ma'am. Clear.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, in
ma'am.
case if you don't find any job option on LinkedIn, you can also maybe look for the options on Indeed. Like you can just go on Google and type that financial analyst job for freshers and see if you find any job options over there. All right? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So it's 6:38 right now. So we'll do this activity for the next 7-8 minutes and then we will start breaking it down into different pieces. But meanwhile, I'm expecting you guys to send me the links in the Zoom chat. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Get started. I'm here if you have questions, ask.
Can you just repeat again?
Abhishek, what part did you miss?
The link which we have to share from the LinkedIn name.
Okay, the job link that opens up now. So
Yeah.
you look for jobs. So the links change, right, on the top.
Yes, ma'am.
So, or else you can also click on share job, a link will get generated. So just
Okay,
share that in the chat directly with me. I'll also open it here.
okay,
Got
I'm got
it?
it. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. And same with, in case if you're not looking on LinkedIn, if you don't find anything there, you can go on Google, see if you find any options on Indeed or Naukri.com or other places. I hope this is clear now.
I got, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Sorry? Yeah,
I got it.
yeah, okay, awesome. Please get started.
Can I share?
Sorry, Divya, what happened?
Can I share?
Yes, I asked you to put it directly. That's not an issue. But the activity, like for everyone also to look at, I have given 10 minutes time. If you have done finding it out, it's fine. You have to but wait. Or
Okay.
you can look for more options. And it's not just going to be like, top-notch companies like JP Morgan or anything. I want you to find it also for normal companies, mid-range companies and startups. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Continue, please. I can see a few of you joined a little late. Do you know what activity is going on in the class?
No, ma'am, I'm just confused regarding the link. I'm like, are
What's
we?
going on in the class, right?
I was a bit confused because I was not able to hear anything from anyone. So I was like, is it the right link or did I join some other link?
Oh, yeah, right. That's why. So, what happened is we started early, and I gave an activity to all of the students that you have to find out the job that you're supposed to be applying to eventually, like a financial analyst role at a fresher's level. And we are just going to study job description and how it's structured today.
Okay,
So, I had given a task yesterday to come with it. So, they didn't come. So, I gave them a task today to find it in the class.
got it. Okay,
Yeah, so that we can pick one by one the job descriptions, and it's going to help us to frame answers to very important questions.
sure. So ma'am, I just want to ask something like, so once we complete this module, once we complete this course, do we
Mm-hmm.
have to go ahead? One second. Do we have to go ahead and we need to find in LinkedIn, we need to find in Naukri and all, or is there any set of team who they're gonna assist us? Like, okay, this is something which we have to apply for the interviews and all. How it
So,
gonna work?
okay, so the pin I don't know, but I am aware that there is an option of placement assistance which Mentor Me has been giving.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens under that is that they will help you to, whenever they have any openings and all, so they will consider you for that role. And even that time, many times when such opportunities come and if there is an additional assistance required, like maybe you need mock interview or maybe you want to go with understanding the whole structure, so we also help you with that extra sessions that happen. But yes, you don't have to look for a job on yourself. Like there will be an assistance given. However, it is not just limited to that. Maybe
Okay.
you do the certification and you come across an opportunity. I mean, there's no harm in applying, right?
Correct. Because when I consider myself, I believe still I am a fresher in a finance field because
Yes.
if I go through my resume, probably I worked as a tax consultant in KPMG long back in 2015. So it's
Okay.
been like a shift of domain because I work for four different companies in this last 8 years, okay, with a span of two
Mm.
and a half years. So when I checked first with, I guess the onboarding team, they told me like probably they won't consider this as an experience because right, US tax consultant, what they do because
Mm.
that is completely different from the finance, like the basic
Correct.
accounting. So if I consider I'm still a fresher, so I was a bit confused. Okay, once I complete this module, the financial modeling and all, then how am I gonna approach? Because if I have an experience, I would rather go and apply in companies because nowadays it's very common, right? You go to LinkedIn, you
Yeah.
go to wherever you feel that okay, this is suitable, you can go ahead and you can apply it. But when it comes
Mm.
to my case, I feel like okay, is there any team or how would I have to take an approach?
Yeah. So, like I said, you will be considered as a fresher. You have that clarity, and there will be some assistance provided from the team's end. I have a very limited knowledge on the operational part of their, assistance team, but
Okay,
I do know that, there were some opportunities that students had got from this company called Morningstar in Mumbai. Okay, so that time also we had done quite a few mock interviews and technical mock interviews and all to just help students prepare for those different rounds that Morningstar has. So this is how generally things happen. Sometimes there are like companies that are bulk hiring and also they approach us, and in that way also it's connected. So it's not something that it will not be looked into. Yes, definitely that will be considered. See,
okay,
it's a very important thing to understand that whenever there is a career transition, the start will be very, very important step, because it's not just going to be challenging, but it is also going to be like a beginning of a new career based on that 8-10 years of experience, 5 years of experience that you might have. Like now you
yes,
have over 8 years of experience,
correct,
right?
yes,
And you will be applying for that role. And if you just consider this hypothetical situation, that maybe today the status is that 2 out of 10 are considering transition in their career,
correct,
but the rest of the 8 applicants will be like a complete fresher. like maybe just a recent pass out, or they already have worked in the field of finance in some or the other way, or they're MBA finance for
Yes.
that matter. So you should be able to still cope up and give them a tough competition when
Correct.
it comes to the technical and the knowledge part. So that is the reason that preparation is also very important, especially it kind of becomes a little tough, a tricky spot for people transitioning in their career.
Because, ma'am, I was just going through the video recording, so I was going through your introduction part, like what kind of career transformation you did. So I can relate somehow with that. Okay,
Yeah.
because you worked in BPOs, then you came to KPOs and all. Now you're working as a comms trainer. Simultaneously, you're also doing some psychology course and all. So I understand with some 15 years of experience because you started freelancing from 10th, I guess, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I did freelancing there. Then I stopped because I was a CA doing CA. I'm a CA dropout. That also
Yes,
I've
yes,
mentioned.
I know. Like enter,
Yeah,
then you went to study law and all. Again, you came back. You were
yeah.
confused what you're doing. So,
It was. Hmm.
and ma'am,
Yes.
I have one more concern. Because though I was going through your the class recordings, I'm just saying from my experience. Don't take it wrong, okay? Because coming to the introduction part, or whenever any company is hiring you,
Mm-hmm.
I never heard like any recruiter asking you to say your weakness. Because nowadays also I get calls from recruiters and all. So probably they ask me, okay, what is your work experience? They hardly
Hmm.
ask me what is my strength. Yes, I understand that if you're a fresher, definitely
Mm-hmm.
they will ask you, okay, what is the percentage? As far as I believe, probably in last 2 or 3 years, none of my recruiter asked me, okay, what is your percentage in your college and all. They
No one
directly
asked that. Yeah.
because but I got confused because I was going through the recording and whatever the people in the forum they were giving an introduction. They started with my 10 percentage, my 12 percentage.
I know. I know.
I'm like, dude, when we are giving for an interview, why we have to give all this percentage? Because see, what is my focus? What is my area of strength and what is my experience and what I'm exactly looking for?
See, I'll tell you one thing, Deepan. What happens is this bunch here right now, they are less than 5 years experience, and a few of them are complete freshers. So they have very limited thing to share when it comes to their introduction part. So
Yes,
one by one, I'm going to answer your questions. So when they started giving their percentage, I had not advised them to do that. But because there is no content and the introduction becomes very short, then that's where the major challenge happens because they are not sure what to say in their introduction, and the introduction will sound very less. So they started adding their percentage. But I think I don't know if you heard that part where I also told them because the percentage is quite low, don't add it.
yeah, I heard it, and in
Yes,
between there was
and
a conversation where you told me that you have to add your weaknesses. Let's say
yes,
strength
again, the
and
weakness is
weaknesses.
part. Yes.
Correct.
So, I don't know if you paid attention towards this part. I do not call weaknesses weaknesses. I refer to them
Area
as
of
areas
improvement.
of
Correct.
improvement.
Correct.
And the reason being that, I don't want them to be highlighted as a weakness at all in anyone's interview. But many of them are not very comfortable suddenly transitioning from my weakness are to an area of improvement.
Yes.
The reason why you bring up area of improvement, what I have experienced in the interviews that I have given and the different conversations I had so far, is that when companies want to know that, okay, is there any area you think you are lacking behind, or do you think you need improvement in any area? So whenever we mention it as an area of improvement, like, for example, if I want to say that this is my area of improvement, that I should be better at my time management.
Yes.
So what happens is that I am not saying that I am weak at it, but also I'm saying that I'm not that great at it.
Yes. No, to be a very surprising part because still I get call from different companies, not in
Yeah,
part of finance domain, but the actual domain where I'm working. So
right.
directly they just ask me, okay, take me through your resume and all, and they directly jump to what exactly I'm doing in a current profile. And the question,
Dipin, can I ask you one question? What kind of a role did you interview? Like, where did you have this experience? What was the role you were interviewing for?
so I was completely into BPO domain.
Correct.
You know, right? BPO domain is a customer
Hmm.
service. And
Hmm.
I worked in a quality team. I was a
Yeah.
training, I was a part of training team.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
complete work culture is like, okay, how you audit calls, how you give feedback. And now
Right.
from last 2.5 years, I'm working as a comms trainer. So
Okay.
how you do the action modulation,
Right.
you coach people, and
Mm.
how you work with operations and all. So that is my work domain. So nothing
Mm-hmm.
related to finance. So the questions will be
Got it.
completely all these things because I
Yeah.
working in BPO from last 6-7 years. I started in KPMG as a tax consultant. I worked for almost 2.5 years, and then I left the job because of some personal reason. I met with an accident. Then I was unable to continue it, and I took a gap of like 1 year just for the treatments and all. Then I did CMA USA, but unfortunately I didn't complete it because there were two papers, and I completed one and there was one pending, and there is something a clause that you have to complete it within 3 years.
Within a
So,
time frame,
so
right?
I was unable to do it. Then I was like again confused what I had to do. At times, like when you can't depend too much on your family, you have to opt for a job. So
Yeah.
that phase came in my life where I opted as an agent role. Okay. Back 2016, I started working as an agent, and then in a year I got promoted as a QA. Then I shifted. Then I was like keep on changing my domain from last two and a half years. Right now, working tech as a comms trainer. So it's a kind of roller coaster, I would say. Like okay, working
Okay.
in training, working in quality, working in KPOs and all.
I
And
know.
now I realize that okay, this is the best time where I had to do a career transition because I believe now this won't sustain for next 10 years.
Yeah.
The shift which I'm doing, and that's the main reason I'm not also able to part of this coaching session because this is uh
Mm-hmm.
it's starting at 6:30 and my office start at 7. So somehow I had to manage everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
True.
told them okay, I'll be a bit late because I thought okay, I have to be a part of the training session. So
I'll tell you one thing. So what happens is when you interview for different types of roles, there are certain questions that can be overlooked.
yes,
So this question I also never faced whenever I interviewed for a training role or maybe, like a faculty role.
correct.
Okay. But when it comes to operations, when you're going to work as the main team, like I call operations team as the kind of the support team, like a back end,
Yes,
completely, everything, the company is functioning on the way operations work, right?
yes.
Um, so that is where these questions are asked, like what are your strengths and weaknesses? So when I interviewed for my BPOs, also this question was asked to me. But I was not interviewing for a trainer role or a quality role. I
Oh,
interviewed as a agent role,
okay, okay, got
right? Like a senior associate role.
it.
So for that, this question is something I have faced even in my last job, the one which I recently left in the month of June. So there also, when I gave my interview and all, they asked this question to me, like what are your strengths and weaknesses? Can you just list down your top three strengths and weaknesses? Even in UPSC interviews you'll find this
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah, I know. Like I go through bit podcast and also
Yeah.
probably they are okay. Can you tell me your strength? Where are you
Yes.
best? But
Yes.
surprisingly, in my last 8 years, whatever interview I
You did
did,
not face
I
it.
never came across a situation where someone is asking, okay, Vipin, can you tell me what is your strength and what is your weakness? I know that as a
Yeah.
beginner stage, probably they would ask because in my current role, also at times we just do a screening of people, the one who are recently joining. So I never came across asking someone, okay, tell me your strength and weaknesses.
Maybe it was not something you experienced, so you didn't look
Yes,
into
yes.
it. But somewhere or the other, this question is kind of becoming a very important part. Even
Oh,
I help students like prepare for their college interviews, like for applying abroad and all. They
yeah.
sometimes have to face college interviews, right? So even in that interview, this question is asked to students now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I hope like, okay, in upcoming days, probably someone gonna ask me, okay, Dipin, what is your strength and weakness?
It's no harm in getting prepared and being ready to give that answer, right, Dipen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm prepared for it, but still I was
Yeah,
bit.
you will. No, it's okay. I'm very happy to answer your question, but just letting you know
Yep.
that maybe different profiles have different requirements. Maybe as a part of just a formality, you went through that interview and they didn't want to investigate further.
Okay.
But these kind of questions are generally asked nowadays.
Okay. Got it.
So,
Because
yeah.
you should
So, what
also.
happens is if we give them a brief introduction and add our strengths and weaknesses in that,
Mhm.
sometimes there is no additional poking around that particular area.
Okay, great. Because
So,
yesterday
you need to
also.
also Sorry?
I'm sorry to cut off in between. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, no,
Okay.
no. So I'm just saying that the other day also I mentioned this in class. I don't know if you were there. That many times we can, like as a candidate, we can drive our entire interview in the direction we want.
Yes, yes, yes. I heard it.
Right. Yes. So what I actually meant by that is that the way you respond, you can leave out a bit,
Right.
information, and if they're really intrigued by it, they'll ask you a question on it.
Exactly, because
And
you are in the driving seat and you know like how you have to go ahead with your profile.
yes, yes. Because, and also, I'll tell you one more thing. Now, this is a module which we are going to cover next week. There is a behavioral question aspect nowadays in interviews.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is going to be very important. So I can highly suggest that you attend it live if
Yep.
possible.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
what
trying my best
happens?
to
So what
attend that
happens
session.
is in
Okay.
your behavioral questions, most questions are asked based on your responses around your introduction, your strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. Okay. No,
Okay.
somehow I feel that okay, the sessions which we are attending, it's like kind of UPSC because they generally ask these kind of questions. What are your behavior
Okay.
strengths and all? Okay. Like hypothetical situation, they give a situation and you have to act accordingly. Like mindset kind of thing. They will check, okay, your psychological test kind of thing.
Yeah, but it is behavioral is not going to be like a psychological test. It's
Okay.
going to be actually how you did in a certain situation already.
Okay. Got it.
It's
Got it.
not going to be like, imagine if you are in this situation, how will you act? But it is more going to be like, tell us about a time when you faced this issue
Okay.
and
And
what did you do?
ma'am,
Hmm.
I see you were not added in the group, which there are like
The
almost
WhatsApp
20.
one?
Yep, because I just want to send my current CV to you because that's what I'm having right now. I just want to see what kind of changes I can make because now once I complete this course, okay, probably I have to enter into finance field. So what generally they advise, okay, you just need to change, I mean like a bit in the resume because few experiences you have to deviate, okay, you worked in this, you worked in this. So right now my 75% experience completely into BPO sector. Okay.
Hmm.
So definitely when I apply for a finance role, definitely if I'm they consider me a fresher, definitely that will impact my payroll because what I'm getting as of now.
Hmm.
You don't want to give me right, you will get some 8 lakh, 9 lakh as a fresher.
Yeah.
So, is there any way to connect with you, like your mail ID or something, where I can forward you my resume and you just
Okay.
go through it and you can please advise me what changes I can make it?
Can you give me time till Monday or maybe by tomorrow? I'll talk to the team. I'll get my number added.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to change a number and give that number. So that number is kind of switched off. So I just have to give that number. I have to just get that number. Like mobile device gets started. The number is working. So let me just quickly connect with the team. And if that is done, they will add me
No,
directly over there. So you'll get
that
my
would be a
number.
great help because I was going through the recording and someone was asking you, ma'am, can we have your number? You directly told, okay, please connect with Preeti and all. So see,
Yeah,
it's a bit difficult because nowadays when we are attending your session, so we being more comfortable with you. So
I
definitely
know, I
you
know.
the one point of contact for me as of now in terms of resume building or whatever stuff it is. So it would be great help if I get your mail ID or number so that I can forward and seek advice from you. Okay, what things I can make it.
Yeah, some of them reached out to me on LinkedIn. I know. Actually, the thing is that when I had shared my number earlier with one of the batches,
Okay,
and I received thousands of messages, and I'm not exaggerating, and it was a
I
lot
understand
to
situation.
manage. And then if the message gets overlooked, then you people will feel bad.
Got it, got
And
it.
and it was my personal number. So that is the reason I've arranged for an alternate number so that there can be a proper division between my personal messages and this messages, and
Got it.
no one suffers. No personal message will suffer and no professional messages will suffer. So that is the reason I had already informed that I will share the number quickly.
Okay.
Actually, it skipped my mind, and nobody from the team also reached out. So I was like,
No,
okay, fine, let's see.
I was thinking this for quite few days. Okay, because let's say if I'm not able to join the session, also I can at least ping in WhatsApp that okay, this is the reason I want to join. And,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am,
Got it.
can you please let me know your LinkedIn ID in chat box so that I can
Yes, I
add you
will
in
just
my
type it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. That would be a great help in case if we're not getting a number in the group also.
No, it will be added maybe at max by Wednesday, because there is a couple of holidays also now in the next week and all.
Yes, because I was going through the training schedules and I noticed that okay, we have next 6 or 7 uh sessions by you. I mean, like 6 sessions. So probably once we complete those sessions and in between, if I'm able to do a bit changes in my resume, that would be a great help for me.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, I'm sending you my this thing also.
Ma'am, sent me also.
I'll put it as a public message instead of a
Okay.
direct message, so that if anyone wants, they can
Is it
access
Shah
it.
Sabu, right? Okay.
Yes.
I will just add you on LinkedIn. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
no problem. So whoever needs my LinkedIn ID, I have already put it there. And Bipin, I have also added a few things. I hope you saw that. Okay, so I don't know where Bipin has disappeared. I think the conversation is over. So let me just
No. Actually, I was trying to take my phone because in my system
okay.
I didn't connected my LinkedIn, so I thought of going ahead and taking my mobile. I just kept it for a charge.
No
So
problem.
that's why I just turn off the camera.
No problem. I've put a few messages and
Yeah.
my
I was
LinkedIn.
just
Yeah,
going through
yeah.
it.
Take it. Got
Thank
it.
you.
No problem. Yeah. Okay. So shall we get back to the session like we have today? It's going to be more about understanding job description and how it can help you prepare for some answers that you need to give in interviews. All right. So I can see a lot of you shared so many links, and I'm just going to open one of them. So we'll start with JP Morgan Chase, and then we will go on to the next, and then we'll go on to the next. Okay. Okay. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can also see it, what I'm trying to say. Do you see the LinkedIn page on which this job option is open for financial analysts? This is analyst job, and
Yes,
it
ma'am.
was posted nearly a week ago. And one thing you need to remember is that this information gives us an insight about a lot of things. So here they have not mentioned if it is an entry level, mid level, or a senior level job. So we are just going to read the job description. So this is about the job. So the first part is job description. It starts with like the company information also a bit sometimes. And here also when you click on it, you can get the company's complete information. So it's also an option which is there. So it starts with like, what kind of a profile they're looking at when they're looking at a candidate. That the candidate should have strategic thinking and they should be passionate about driving solutions in financial analysis. So they have described the job role in brief, like what you're going to do. You will be spending each day in doing what? Defining, refining, and delivering set goals for the firm. And you'll be responsible for partnering across the firm to provide financial and strategic analysis, oversight, and coordination. So, overall, you will be working and looking into things which are concerned only and only with the financial analysis. Okay, so that is something which is very important to understand. Along with that, they've also mentioned that the FPA and teams are responsible for a wide range of activities, including financial control, forecasting, budgeting, analysis of financial business metrics, delivery of management reporting, etc., etc., etc. This paragraph is an overview of the different things that you're supposed to do as a part of the team. Okay. Now, when you look at job responsibilities, they have specified it further. So, this job description is as a team what you're going to do. Your job responsibilities will entail these things only, that you will be calculating and consolidating the month end results and the forecast for the remainder of the year and budget for the future years. Hence, analysis to understand different things which are there. What happened? Something happened here. Guys, just give me 1 second. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am,
no,
you're
the
audible.
thing
Yes,
is
ma'am.
that there is an error of the live stream. So this YouTube live stream, it's giving error. Just give me 1 second, okay? Okay, so it's I hope it gets recorded properly. Just 1 second, okay? Okay, I was just trying to figure out what is going on, but I think it's just the same. It's okay. Let me go back to the page.
Ma'am, it's good. I actually I'm watching recording of YouTube. It's good.
Okay, okay. Thanks for confirming that, Roshali. Yeah,
Welcome, ma'am.
no problem. Okay, so coming to the job responsibilities, so you'll be doing some sort of a you will perform variance analysis to understand the key drivers of the results and provide commentary explaining changes from prior forecasts and budgets. You'll produce weekly, monthly, quarterly, and ad hoc reporting of the results and drivers for senior management. You'll enhance controls, streamline processes, and introduce automation where possible, work on projects to drive global consistency, and create synergies across the team. So, this is a very specific set of job responsibilities that you will definitely be looking into. Okay, so if you notice this thing, these things which are mentioned over here, sorry, it starts with a job description. Okay, then there is a job responsibility. Then you have your required qualifications and capabilities and skills. So this is very important. Okay, so this job description is going to be useful for questions like, what do you think appeals you for this role, or do you think this role is going it's a good start for your career, because a lot of you are going to be freshers or you're transitioning your careers. So you can tell them, this is something which you're looking forward to. You can use a few things from this job responsibility when you have to say things like they can also ask you a question like, okay, what do you think is the role of a financial analyst? Because if you are a fresher or if you are transitioning your career, they would want to understand how prepared you are to take up the challenge. Okay, so this job responsibilities, these things you have to keep in mind that, okay, these are generally the responsibilities of a financial analyst. Okay, now let's look at the qualification and capabilities and skills. So, what do they need? They need a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, or a subject of a technical nature. You need to have advanced skills in Excel and PowerPoint. Now, just for the sake of understanding, how many of you really have advanced skills in Excel and PowerPoint as of today? Or you're still learning?
I am good at Excel. I'm sorry. And come to PowerPoint, I'm still learning because as a part of presentation, whenever I have to conduct few batch sessions and all. So I'm
Uh-huh.
good at Excel, but in terms of PowerPoint, yes, there are few bits and pieces I would say.
So Excel is completely like through and through?
Yeah, I would rate 7 out of 10
Okay.
because Excel is something I believe, ma'am, you can't stop learning Excel. Every day you would see
Yeah.
someone new thing. So I would say that, okay, if you give me a task, I can complete it in Excel.
Right. Right. That's true. So, fine. What about the others? I think Dipin, with your experience also, you have to use a lot of Excel.
I also do, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hands-on experience in Excel.
Hands-on experience. Yes.
Yes.
So if you don't have skills or advanced skills in Excel, you know now what you have to start learning along with your preparation for your certification. Is that clear? The reason why we are looking into job descriptions today is to understand that there are certain additional skill sets that are also required. Like, you should be well versed with Excel, or you should also know how to prepare PowerPoint presentations. Then you should have inquisitive, enthusiastic, and diligent and capable of challenging peers. What are these? What will you label these words? Are these hard skills? Do you learn them in a school or college?
No, personal skills.
These are soft skills, ma'am.
These are your soft skills, which can also be tagged as your strengths. So now, if you know that in this particular role, they want you to have some skills around being diligent or being inquisitive. What is the meaning of inquisitive? That you should have some curiosity. You should ask questions. You should be enthusiastic. That means you're excited to complete your challenge. You're excited to take up the challenge and, find solutions to that. So if you have these kind of strengths, if you have this kind of behavioral aspects, it becomes easy for you to share this thing in your interview as well. That I am a person, I'm a curious person. I'm very excited about taking up new challenge. These are some things which I'm interested in. But guys, do not say just for the sake of saying because the job description says so. This is very important. This is a big star mark that you have to remember, like the TNCs, that you will use the words from your job description only when they really, really, really match with your understanding. You will not just go ahead and just for the sake of saying that yeah, I'm a very inquisitive and enthusiastic person, and then they hire you and then you show no signs of enthusiasm or inquisitiveness, and they'll start questioning your credibility then. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
next line is strong verbal and written communication skills. You should be able to articulate complex issues clearly. This is very important. The second part, the ability to articulate complex issues clearly. See, sometimes if you don't know what's going wrong and you're not able to explain it to maybe your peers or your colleagues or your boss or your manager, then issue which is there, which might be very small, could take a big angle because there is no clarity and things are just getting intertwined and confused, and it's making no sense. So that is the reason it's important that you should be able to articulate complex issues clearly, and you should have strong verbal and written communication skills. Okay, what do you mean by verbal skills?
Speaking, ma'am.
Okay, what do you mean by written communication skills?
Typing or writing.
Email writing, report writing.
Email writing, report writing. So any kind of a written communication that you do, like while you write and you communicate. So that is your written communication skills. And verbal is anything that has to do with your spoken communication. Okay, the words that you speak from your mouth. Okay, so highly motivated and able to thrive and think clearly under pressure and tight deadline. Sorry. Yeah. So I remember a few students in like some of the batches and all earlier, they really had this as their strength, that I can perform well under pressure. So this thing can actually be highlighted as your strength, or this thing can also go as your plus point on your resume, that your skill sets are you work well under pressure. Nowadays, people do not have this skill set, it's not commonly found that people work well under pressure. We have started seeing people freaking out, getting all confused and lost whenever there is a high pressure or tight deadlines. So that's the reason it's very important. If you can really think clearly and perform well, even if you are under pressure, make sure you convey this thing in your interview. Okay. Integrity in handling highly sensitive and confidential information. So integrity becomes a very important value as for you. And remember yesterday when we were discussing about companies' values and all, so you can also talk about integrity as one of them if they really have integrity as a value, or confidentiality for that matter. Because you can say that, like, I really understand that integrity and confidentiality are very important aspects of our profession. And I really find it quite relieving that the company also believes in that thing. So that is the reason why I resonate a lot with working with your company, as I really like the values they have. So simple answer. Okay. And the last part is being a team player with the ability to be respected as a trusted partner for the business, finance, and FP&A teams. Okay. So you have to be trustworthy, you have to be a team player. So that's all about your required qualifications, capabilities, and skills. And at the end, you can see they have given a brief introduction about the company, about us. So, who is JP Morgan? It's a global leader in financial services and providing information. So they have given like a short summary. You can see that they have also hyperlinked their FAQ section here for more information about requesting an accommodation. So in case if you want to visit for interview purposes, they have also given you that option. And then they have also written down about the team. So now this team is where the hiring is happening. So that's why it's important to also understand that, okay, what team you're going to be part of. So this is a corporate and investment bank, which is a global leader. So you will be working with this particular team. Is that clear? Yeah. So we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
one more here. Yeah, we have one more here. So you can see that Microsoft is also hiring for financial analysis intern. And this was just 20 hours ago. You can see this post. Manipur and other roles are there. There is a Citibank which is hiring for finance RPTG lead. And here is Corenza hiring for again a financial analyst role. Okay, so this is tough. I don't know how to do a full screen again.
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yes, Avnish.
Ma'am, can we apply for research analyst also? And equity manager you told before, or the equity manager you told before?
Equity manager, I think so, because a few job descriptions which we have looked into, they are kind of interested in investment modeling and all also at times. So you can probably think of, maybe trying and applying to that role. For research, I would suggest if you're applying for a research analyst, maybe if it is a financial company, it will be beneficial for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so here, if you look at this particular job description, this is some company called Corenza. Again, it's based out of Mumbai. See, you can see here they have mentioned it's on-site full-time and the seniority is mid-senior level. Okay, they have listed down some skill sets here, which are also
So,
like.
ma'am, will we be able to apply into it as it is saying mid senior level?
Let's look at the job description. We'll get an answer. Yeah. Yeah. So about the company, it's a fintech startup, NBFC focused, uh, mostly catering to farmers, MSMEs, and salaried persons. Okay, so this is an overview. It enables middle class households move to their next level of affluence and lifestyle. So you can see that this is kind of the services offered. Yesterday we were talking about services and all. So these are the kinds of services this company offers. Okay, job description involves preparing monthly MIS budget versus actual variance analysis. That is your statistical data presentation and all, preparation of branch P&L account, maintaining operational effectiveness and documentation for internal controls, partner with management team to provide financial insights and support strategic decision making. Well versed with INDAS, financial prep and finalization, liaising with auditors, handling income tax, other compliances, reconciliation of AUM with product processor, etc., etc., etc. And at the end, they have given the required qualification. What does it say?
CA with 3+ experience.
Correct. So it says CA with 3+ years post qualification experience. So they're not talking about your article experience. They're talking about once you became you become a CA, after that you have worked 3 years. And They're asking for the NBFC experience. They want excellent knowledge of Microsoft Excel, and you should be able to work under pressure and tight deadlines. Did you find the common element here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the common element?
Excel and
You can work
under pressure.
Right? So, can I say now, like after looking at two, that this may occur in more such job responsibilities and job descriptions? See, this is Amazon. Amazon has posted this job of financial analyst. Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt again. Job description that you read. So ask you the question, right? Will a fresher be able to apply into it?
So the answer was very clear, right? That they need someone who is a CA, who has a
Okay.
CA post 3 years experience after becoming a CA.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
where the answer was clear, Avnish.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, as they were saying, let's say they were saying that the person should be able to work under pressure with tight deadlines. So should we apply or not if we are a fresher or something like that?
If you're a fresher, there is no problem. If you can really work under pressure and all, you can definitely apply. But if you do not qualify at the step one, that you are not a CA, then I don't think so there's even a
Yeah.
point applying. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
See, there are steps. Okay? There are steps. So, step number one is you should meet their qualification. Step number two is you should meet their technical skills like your certifications and all. Step number three will be if you meet their soft skills or the capabilities that they're looking at. Okay. And then probably they might want to also look at your background. Like if you're a fresher, if you're transitioning your career, then if you're transitioning your career, then what was your previous experience? They will also be asking you questions like, how will your previous experience help you in your current role? We are going to look at these questions starting from next week. Like today, we are going to finish off this company research and understanding job description. Next class is on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be probably around your behavioral questions, and then we will move into the gap or career transition related questions. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so this is Amazon. Now Amazon is asking again for a financial analyst. This is the opening they've put. Again, they have not specified the level. It just says full time and it's in Bangalore. Okay, reposted 2 days ago. Over 100 applicants have already applied. And they've asked for skills like balance sheets, balance sheet review, and some more skills that they have mentioned. If you click on it, it will take you here. They need account reconciliation, balance sheet review, balance sheets, financial policies, and all of this. So if you click on it, they will tell you what all different skills that are required for this role. Since I am not into the field of finance, it's saying that all the skills are missing. Okay, let's go back. Now, Amazon, they have given the company's information first. Who is Amazon? Amazon is a US-based MNC, e-com. Okay, so they've given details about it completely. Then accounting and analysis team is a fast-paced, team-focused, dynamic environment and delivering great experiences for the customers. And they're looking for someone to join that team. You can see here, Amazon's FOA team is fast-paced. Again, the same information is repeated, and they're seeking a financial analyst to support their digital team. What are your key job responsibilities? So you'll perform, support the month-end activities, including closing of subledgers, etc., etc. Preparing month-end flux analysis of PL and balance sheets for stakeholders, demonstrating the proficient level of professional skill and knowledge. See, these two things, they will definitely give you information like how their system works. But tell me, will they give you the information on this? That you have to demonstrate a proficient level of professional skill and knowledge in accounting, and you apply this in-depth knowledge, principles, and systems designed to recognize complex and unique issues and develop resolution and or consistently consult with leadership in order to achieve resolution. Will they give you the basic knowledge in accounting? Will they give you the proficient level of information about the professional skills? No, you have to already have them to apply for this job. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, right. You need to ensure that appropriate financial policies, procedures, and internal controls are in place. And you can also work on process improvement. See what they're telling you, that come work with us and help us improve the process that we are already using. Then you're also responsible for preparing balance sheet reconciliations and highlighting and taking necessary action upon the issues appropriately. So this thing they will tell you, or you will also have some basic understanding on that. Okay. Now you know the responsible, like you know what are GRC compliances. I hope you're aware of that. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now this thing, this basic information that you need to start working in any organization is something they expect you to have proficiently. They will not expect you to, okay, you come on job and then whenever you come across a term, you start looking for it on Google or anywhere else, or you go to a manager for every small query. If you have to do that, that means that you are not really fit for that role. So that is the reason why nowadays HR are so focused on interviewing you in so much of detail. That is also one of the reasons, okay? Because see, they spend a lot of resources in hiring and training people, and they want people who can sustain over there and be there for long term, because if you do not stay for long term, it becomes an expense for them. But if you really learn and stay there for a long term, it is not an expense, it's more like a investment for them. All right. Okay, so next is perform and support new business and system launches using including UAT of the accounting entries and financial reporting. Look at this. What is the qualification they're asking for?
CA.
CA.
Yeah.
Yes. So you need experience using data to influence business decisions. So that means they are going to be heavily relying on the data and the data presentations. All right. Second, they have, so that is indirect way of saying that you should be able to use MS Excel and PowerPoint. Yeah. Then you should be a qualified CA, and they're okay for someone who is a CA with 0 to 4 years of experience post qualification. Got it?
Ma'am,
Yes.
now we have to become CA after this course
It's no.
because it
See,
feels
okay.
like the
No,
way I'm seeing so many job description of CA. This is cruel.
it's cruel, I know. But I can only give my empathy here. I cannot go and change the parameters of Amazon's hiring, right?
Ma'am, let Amazon be on one side. Let's go for the companies who are of our radar, in our radar.
Yeah.
So,
No, that
ma'am,
I'll tell you one thing, Amnish. I
yes,
can
ma'am.
be sometimes very unfair, but let me tell you one thing.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you guys will also have like a reality check that, yeah, we should be also okay with going with the companies where we fit well, instead of just targeting this top-notch companies like JP Morgan and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry for giving you such a weird way of
We can,
explaining this particular thing.
we will look towards them after 5 years of experience, ma'am, or 2 or 3 years of
Yeah,
experience in
yeah,
FA. Not right now.
right.
That's,
Sometimes it's important to have a reality check through reality. And that is the reason,
yes, ma'am.
instead of downloading some predefined job descriptions or asking ChatGPT to give me a job description for for a role of financial analyst, I wanted to do it real time. And the reason why I asked you to look into it, because now you are going to go through every job description very carefully, the ones that you have shared with me. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Ma'am, can you also teach us how to find like jobs in our city as well on
Okay, we
LinkedIn?
can do a certain session around that eventually.
Ma'am, don't do it on Wednesday if you're thinking so, because on Wednesday I will be busy. So can you do it on Thursday? From Thursday, I
So,
will be joining.
see, I'll tell you one thing, any which ways. For next week, I will be first focused on finishing your behavioral questions. That is now my
Okay.
next priority. We have,
Okay.
I think, more classes left now. We have the almost the entire week after that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that time
Okay,
also
ma'am.
we can go through that. Okay.
Okay. At
Okay.
that time, I
So
will put my doubt, ma'am.
yeah. So okay, I am going to let me do a quick demo with whatever Avnish just asked. Maybe this can also be helpful for him, or maybe this is where it solves all the problems once and for now. So what I did, I know that it was getting a little difficult and little tough to look into such jobs. So what I did is I put financial analyst here. I selected country India and I clicked on search. Then I can see that a lot of filters opened up. I will go for maybe the jobs that are like put maybe in the last week. So I can see that there are 981 results. In experience level, I will select associate or entry level. I will not go for internship. Can you see the number of jobs it's showing still? It's showing 303 results. Okay. I'll not select company because there will be like a long list of companies. But since there are not many, you can select if you want to. Like Accenture and all these are like popular one, Goldman Sachs. So but I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to go with remote. Do I want a remote job?
Ma'am, tick all three, ma'am.
So it's already there. I
Anything?
don't have to
Yeah.
I don't have to change anything. Easy
Or
apply is that directly it applies through your LinkedIn profile, but I'm not going to select that as well. Then I'm going to click on all filters. Did you see a small pop-up kind of appeared from right side? Like sort by most relevant. All of these things it's showing. The
yes,
company
yes.
names it's showing here. Okay. Job type, remote, has verifications. So what is this? Now, what is the meaning of has verifications? That the jobs with the verification badge. It's very important for us also to understand that if the jobs are verified or not. So you can see the number dropped significantly. Without this button on, there were 304 results. The moment I clicked on yes, it has verification, it has dropped down to 128. So this is the button. Do you see here on the left hand side, there is a KPMG job listed, number 2.
Yes,
Do
Yes,
ma'am.
you
ma'am.
see like a shield and a tick mark?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the verification badge. So for now, I'm
Okay.
going to keep it off. They have also given
Ma'am,
a filter for cities. Yes.
ma'am, can you read the name of the first company? Fraud Analytics.
Fraud analyst, and the company name is Bishop.co.
What is fraud analyst, ma'am?
We will look into it. Can I
Oh,
first finish the filters, please? Yes. Yes. Guys, a lot of questions are becoming technical. So, again, just to remind you, I am not the right person to give you like all the details of the technical questions, but I'll try my best. You can see that you can also put a filter of job function. It can be finance analyst, accounting, consulting, management, etc. You can also filter out the titles. So this financial analyst, a general search will give you results for all such roles: equity research analyst, banking analysis, etc. So you can either choose which are very, very specific for your requirement. Under 10 applicants, that means the number of applicants who have already applied. In your network, that means through your connections. I have kept that off as well. And what kind of commitments you're looking at? Like, will it give you career growth and learning? Will it have diversity, equity, and inclusion, etc.? So I'm just going to click on show 304. I don't want to make any changes.
So ma'am, I have a question here.
Yes.
So what I'm asking, let's say once we complete this financial modeling course, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
can you please go up a bit because I see a bit fit. No, no, like where this financial analyst, operations analyst, there was few subtitles, right? Where we can filter.
It was in all filters.
The
This one.
title, the title. So, which will be very suitable according to our job profile? Because I see
Again,
the
a technical
analyst.
question for me.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
it the right way to ask, right? I guess you're not the correct person to ask then. Okay,
Yeah.
got it, got it. No,
So,
I was a bit confused. That's the reason.
no, because see what I have researched and what I have also got the updates from the team and on based on our previous experiences, what we have seen that people apply as a financial analyst
Okay,
mostly. Second, they can go for a equity research analyst.
okay,
Okay.
got it.
Or they will go for a fraud analyst in a role, like where you evaluate any kind of fraud that are happening. Or risk analyst is also one of the things they look at.
Okay. So, ma'am, is there any set of people who gonna train us? Okay, what kind of technical questions they gonna ask? Because
Yes,
right
there
now
will
we are
be.
getting the practical experience, right?
Hmm.
We're working on demos and all, and I know
Hmm.
that okay, until unless if you don't work in an organization, you don't get the hands-on experiences. Demo
Hmm.
is something, you work something, you put some numbers, you get the results. So
Right.
I hope there is a team who gonna help for preparing the interviews in terms of technical
Yes.
questions, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it, got it. Thanks.
But it will happen like around the time when you first finish the entire course
Okay,
and
okay,
after that.
okay,
Okay.
got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No. Okay, so fraud analyst, you can see that this job is posted 10 hours ago. There are 54 applicants so far, and it's an associate level. It's a remote job. And they have given the skills that they're looking at fraud investigations, detection, etc. Um, what is the details are given here? I think it's kind of a remote role, probably outsourced. Yes, US based clients. So it's like it's not going to be like a complete BPO role, but it is kind of an outsourced role. Okay, so you can see that what are your roles and responsibilities. They have given it here clearly. You are a great fit if you have the following. So there is no requirement of any kind of a financial information or financial knowledge. So this particular fraud analyst role is not a good fit for you. So you can simply say close. And they will say, we won't show you this job again. Okay. And if you want it back, you can just do that. And any which ways it's promoted, so it will always be on top. If you look at this particular one, let's look at KPMG. And I'm going to not read now the sections of about us and all. Now you know that where you'll find that information. I'll just focus on one thing. It's an entry level job. It has been posted 2 days ago and there are 85 applicants. It's a risk advisory business analyst assistant manager. It's quite a big title. And the qualifications that they have posted is only postgrad. So now do you think you need to be a CA here?
No, I don't think so, ma'am, because it is saying entry level.
Yeah. And you can see that there is an external link to apply to this job. So this page is this, if you click on apply, it will redirect you to their official job application portal for KPMG. It will not be like a direct apply from LinkedIn. Okay. So you have to go there, you have to start filling in the details. And that is where, remember, ATS is something I had mentioned in the beginning classes and all. So ATS is your application tracking system. So this link will take you to the ATS of KPMG. And when you
Ma'am?
select, let's say, this job, it will ask you whether you have certain skill set that they have already decided. So if you do have that, then you can complete their application and wait for them to get back to you. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
According to job description, is there any need to change our resume?
No, not really. Unless and until your words are very, very off. Like if your job description doesn't include anything to do with finances, it will not give you any problem.
Okay.
Okay. And again, Divya, this is a very broad question. Many times, what happens is you have to look into the resume for that. However, what I can do is I can help you look at some top keywords that you should have as a financial analyst professional. Will that help?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this
Uh,
is something I wanted to also look into. This is an associate financial analyst role, posted 3 days ago, 98 applicants so far, and it's again an entry level. But if you see this, it's an easy apply. And these are the skills they need, though they want someone who is good at bank reconciliation, cash flow, finance, financial analysis, and SOPs. Okay. So again, because I do not match any of the skills, it's not giving me like a clarity there. So let's look at the job. This is also one thing which also happens many times. Like, we only accept candidates from Vadodara because this role is in Vadodara. If you apply from other states, it has clearly mentioned you will not be considered. So I'm so sorry, but this is the reality. I cannot do anything about it. But this will at least give you an idea. Okay, this kind of jobs you can at least look into your area, like maybe associate financial analyst in and around Hyderabad or in and around Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, wherever you are located right now. Make sense, guys? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so yeah,
Yes, yes.
you can see that reporting relationship. Sorry, something someone said I didn't hear.
No, I just said yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Position summary. The financial analyst will be responsible for maintaining the whole stories back again. Job responsibilities, guys. I'm just tired of reading, so please bear with me. Okay,
Ma'am,
you can, yeah,
uh, sorry to interrupt you.
tell me.
It happens with me many times. I had applied all these filters like easy to apply and entry level, and my
Mhm.
resume is also like job description. Still, my resume is not shortlisted.
Okay, so you want to know why?
Yes,
Okay, tell me one thing, Divya. Did you like add all the skills that you're good at in your profile?
yes.
Okay, so probably then there is some or the other reason behind it. Maybe your resume is not clear for them, or maybe they're looking at a different profile altogether. See, there is no science behind, or there is no proven methodology where I can say that, you know what, this is the reason your, resume is not getting shortlisted.
Hmm.
There has to be a very detailed understanding on, okay, whether your profile is properly updated, whether your profile really has all the skills that is required. Did you add all your educational and experience, like work experience information in your profile? So there are many sets of questions that you'll have to look into, Divya, before I can actually give any response also to this. Okay.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, see, despite having a very updated profile also, like I just, I like doing experiments, okay?
Uh,
So as a part of, your comp trainer, I did this experience, like, okay, I give you guys some understanding on applying and all. Let me really try out how much of it will actually work. So a few months ago, I did that. Based on my skill set, I've updated all my skill set, like nearly 50 skill sets is what LinkedIn allows you to add. I've added all the skill sets and everything. And based on that, I applied to a lot of jobs. I remember applying to maybe around 5 to 6 jobs a day, and I did that for 1 week. Okay.
okay.
Just for the sake of experiment. I was only reached out by 2 or 3 companies. So imagine I applied for 7 days. On an average, if I've applied for, like, let's say 5 to 7
50.
companies, 50
Yeah.
companies, yeah.
Yeah.
So after applying to 50 positions, I got a response from only two.
And the ratio is very less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And that too in the same field. Okay, I didn't even do a career transition or anything. I applied in the same field. Yeah. So this
Yeah.
happens. It's the sad reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Can I
send you my
complete this
resume.
section?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, please. Guys, I would request to let me finish this part. I'm going to stop my screen share and I'll take all your questions after that. So, if you look at this particular, qualifications that this company has mentioned, they want someone with a graduation in accounting or commerce, and they should have a 2 years experience of hands-on finance and data management. They want to have, like, again, the advanced skills of Excel. You should have a working knowledge of MS Outlook. Do you guys know what's an MS Outlook?
Like Gmail, but of Microsoft.
Yes, it's a Gmail equivalent of Microsoft, correct. But the way it works, the user experience of MS Outlook is very different. So you need to know like a bit of it. Intermediate knowledge of data analysis and interpretation, accounting concepts. Look at the list of behavioral skills and abilities. It's more than your educational skills that they're looking at. So it's asking you to have a positive attitude, high on professional morale, work with cross-functional teams, basic understanding of US culture, organization culture, behavior, so many things, self-motivated, team player, desire for continuous process improvement and optimization. So again, based on this and also the shift timing I can see here, it looks like an outsourcing role. So will you guys apply here? I don't think so.
Why not? Apart from Vadodara issue, apart from
Mm-hmm.
that, like we can apply for it, right?
Yeah.
And because see, like for first instance, we
Mm-hmm.
can adjust the timings, right? But the time we get the experience of a year or two, then we can do, nakaras. Oh no, no,
Nakras,
no.
okay.
We don't need this. We can. So as a fresher and the first step, we have to adjust ourselves, right?
Yeah, but Avnish, one thing you might have overlooked in their professional qualification, they also mentioned that they kind of prefer 2+ years of experience on hands-on finance data management or bank ledger reconciliation.
Okay, yeah. Then we cannot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was okay talking about the shift timing. Like, at
No, no,
first
no.
we
And
have to
like
adjust.
we finished everything, and so I was like, this is an outsourced job again, jobs again. A lot of people have hesitations around it, is what I've experienced. But I think, guys, it's okay to open a little bit around this mindset, because if you get an opportunity to work at a global level, it's okay. Many accounting principles and all will work the same. Because if you look at the jobs at Indian market level, you'll mostly get it in a bank or somewhere.
Yes,
Do you want to work in the field of like bank, where sales has also kind of been involved in a lot of different areas, or else then you'll get a back end job at a banking company or a fintech or something. So it's okay to have a little globalized approach towards your job applications, is what something I would recommend. I'm not saying that you should do it, but just a suggestion, just a small recommendation from my end. Because the important point here is to get started. And like Avnish said, like, initially for a couple of years, you should manage, you should get your experience and all, and then you can just make a switch and apply to other companies where you really want to get in. Right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay, so now I'm open to questions. I've stopped the job description, this thing. So how many of you, like, are going to be more open to the idea of reading the job description in detail now, going forward?
Me too, ma'am.
Yeah. And it's going to be very important also for the point where you'll get an idea about what kind of soft skills they are looking at. Okay. Okay. I have a few questions in the chat. Let me just quickly go through them. Um, do you have any questions by the time I'm just reading the questions in the chat?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So what I'm going to give you an advice is here that, the different links that you have shared with me, I want you all to go through that links and see whether you kind of fit in their qualification, do you fit in their soft skills that they require, and all of that different angles that are there. And then based on that, you will be able to decide whether or not you're ready to apply to that job or you need to prepare more. Make sense?
Yes.
I have a few students who have requested an answer and all for me. If there is no other question from others, you guys can leave. We have completed today's topic. The next class will be on Wednesday at 6:30. We will be starting with behavioral questions. So please make sure you remember and join on
Ma'am,
time.
Sorry to interrupt. As per the
Yes.
schedule which I receive, it says like Monday we have a session at 6:30, I believe.
Okay, so probably your Preeti ma'am has not updated it. I had told her
Okay.
that yeah, like Monday and Tuesday, I am okay. I'm going to just remind her
Okay.
to inform you guys. Don't worry.
That would be great because as per the link, it's updated that Monday 6:30 again we have a class. We
Okay,
have another
okay.
5 sessions, I believe.
Yeah, we have actually more sessions, Deepik.
Okay, great.
So don't worry. But I'll inform Preeti to kind of convey the message to you guys.
Sure,
Okay?
that would be great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I've dropped her the message already. So, okay, I'm going to stop the live stream. I need to talk to a few students because they